open. Creativity and strategy make it all happen. You ain't gotta sell, just market with flair. Put your plan on the map and leave them in despair. Smooth as jazz notes, the deals get close. Ideas flowing like rivers, watch them explode. Through each campaign we paint with precision. No need for selling, just spark the vision. Creativity reigns, we master the plan. From concept to launch, we make the stand. Strategies tight, rhythm in check. Welcome to the Pulse, where we break the net.
What up, family? Welcome to the Pulse of Marketing, your go-to spot where we break down the latest marketing trends, game-changing strategies, and the moves you need to grow your business. I'm your host, Coach LJ, reminding you, you don't have to know how to sell, but you do have to know how to market. Today, on Marketing Monday, we dive into a surprising trend that caught everyone off guard. The title says it all. Super Bowl 25, decoding ads in Kendrick Lamar's halftime message. We explore how this year's standout ads capture attention and peel back the layers on the narrative intertwined into Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance. If you ever wonder how to cut through the noise, craft a compelling message, or leverage cultural moments to amplify your brand, you're in the right place. We'll break down what this year's Super Bowl ads nailed, where they fell short, and most importantly, what lessons we can take as marketers. Before diving into Kendrick's halftime message and its marketing implementation, let's first rewind and look at something unexpected this year. Something that have us asking, wait, are we going back to basics? That's right. We're talking about the unexpected return of the 30-second TV ad. Let's roll the clip and get your thoughts on it.
You can't be demanding. You can't be relentless. You can't put yourself first. So, put yourself first. You can't be confident. So be confident. You can't challenge. So challenge. You can't dominate. So dominate. You can't flex. So flex. You can't fill a stadium. So fill that stadium. You can't be emotional. So be emotional. You can't take credit. You can't speak up. You can't be so ambitious. You can't break records. You can't have any fun. You can't make demands. You can't keep score. You can't stand out. Whatever you do, you can't win. So win.
So why do you think we're seeing this resurgence? Why would major brands continue investing millions in traditional TV ads, especially when ad-free streaming platforms and endless digital content dominate the landscape? It might sound counterintuitive, but here's the thing. These ads aren't just surviving, they thriving. Despite all the predictions about streaming making TV commercials obsolete, the 30-second spot has made a strong comeback. It's proof that well-crafted storytelling and targeted messaging still resonate deeply with audience. What's your take on it? Share your thoughts and let's explore what's driving this renewed interest in traditional advertising. Take a look at this year's Super Bowl. Advertisers spend up to $8 million for 30 seconds of airtime. Why? Because no matter how much our viewing habits have changed, the Super Bowl remains a cultural moment, a rare time when millions of people tune in together. Brands recognize this unique opportunity to not only be seen, but to be remembered. One example that stood out was Nike. After a 27-year hiatus on Super Bowl ads, Nike returned with a 60-second spot featuring WNBA star Kaden Clark and rapper Dolce. This ad wasn't just selling shoes. It was telling a story of resilience, defiance, and breaking barriers. And here's the kicker. That story resonated with people. It sparked conversations online, drew millions of views on social media, and reminded everyone of Nike's core message: just do it. Isn't just a tagline, it's a movement. And so, how can we, as business owners and marketers, learn from this resurgence and make it work on a budget? The strategy is simple: focus on storytelling. Even if you don't have a Super Bowl size budget, you can still create ads that pack a punch. For example, you could produce short, high impact video content for platforms like YouTube or Instagram. These platforms are essentially the modern day TV network with their own prime time moment. The key is to identify where your audience is most engaged and deliver a message that sticks. You don't need millions. You need clarity, creativity, and authenticity. You could also experiment with hybrid approaches. Combine digital ads with targeted TV spots in local markets. Use the data you gather from online engagement to inform where you place your ads, ensuring you reach the right people at the right time. It's about working smarter, not more complex, and understanding that the core principle, telling a great story, is what makes the 30-second ad so timeless. And now that we unpack why these ads are back in the game, let's keep the momentum going. It's time to explore the next significant shift we saw in Super Bowl 2025, the trends that define this year's advertising landscape. Let's discuss Super Bowl 2025 advertising trends and how they shape this year's big game commercials. How do you capture attention in one of the most watched events of the year? That's the challenge every brand faces. And this year, their approaches show us what's resonating right now. Today's audience are savvier than ever, with political polarization, social media backlash, and an audience that can spot inauthenticity a mile away. Brands with alienating viewers if their message feels forced or off tune. The stakes are high, and the wrong move could hurt sales and reputation. This year's ads distracted from heavy-handed messaging. Instead, advertisers lean into humor, nostalgia, and star power to keep things light and engaging. Of the first 19 commercials, 14 focus on humor. Celebrities appeal in 70% of the ads, bringing a familiar, approachable feel to campaigns. An example, Budweiser's classic Clydesdale returns, but the story wasn't just about beer. It featured a young horse stepping in to save the day, combining the familiar brand imagery with an uplifting narrative. On the other hand, Michelob Ultra went all in on fun, showcasing Catherine O'Hara and William Dafoe playing pickleball in a light-hearted, entertaining spot. How we can apply this strategy for marketers like us. The lesson is clear. Humor and nostalgia work. If your budget doesn't allow for an A-list celebrity, consider relatable influencers or micro influencers who can still bring authenticity and a strong connection to your audience. Leverage trends and cultural references that resonate with your target demographic, and don't shy away from using humor to cut through the noise. Even small campaigns can create big impressions by making people smile or feel a touch of nostalgia. That brings us to our next point, Doritos Super Bowl 2025 ad. Let's examine how their strategy stood out and what we can learn from it. Let's play the clip.
Aliens.
UFO detected. Doritos.
Doritos.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, how do you turn a familiar snack into an unforgettable cultural moment? That's the challenge Doritos face when preparing for their Super Bowl spot. With millions of viewers tuning in, the pressure was on to deliver something more than a typical snack ad. It needed to be memorable, entertaining, and impactful, yet still connect back to the product. Super Bowl ads live and die by their ability to stand out in a crowded lineup. Every brand that runs a spot during the big game compete for the same limited attention, and it's all happening simultaneously. How do you ensure your ad doesn't blend in or get forgotten as soon as the halftime show begins? This year, Doritos took a different route with a quirky, relatable promise that delivers laughs without flash celebrities. In the commercial, a man reclines in his chair, engrossed in an action-packed movie. The camera focuses on him crunching away on a bag of Doritos, clearly in his happy state. Suddenly, the Dorito bag disappears, snatched right from his side. He looks around in confusion, and the scene cuts to an azure carpet, an alien, a mischievous kid, or perhaps even a sneaky pet, grinding with a mouthful of chips. The ad plays off the universal experience of having snacks mysteriously vanish when you're not looking, wrapping up with a clever tagline about the irresistible pull of Doritos. The moment the Dorito bag vanished and revealed the mysterious corporate struck a chord with viewers. Almost instantly, it became a hit on social media. People turned the lighthearted scene into a gif, share their own snack thief stories, and post their funny memes that amplify the ad's reach. This simple yet relatable visual gag prove how one memorable moment can keep a brand buzzing long after the spot airs. We can take away a few key lessons from Doritos' approach for our market. First, be bold in your storytelling. Even if you're working with a smaller budget, finding an unexpected angle, a quirky character, a surprising twist can make your campaign stand out. Second, embrace humor and lightheartedness. Dorito understood that the Super Bowl is as much about entertainment as it is about football. By leaning into fun, their ad felt less like an interruption and more like part of the show. Finally, focus on creating shareable moments. Think about one or two visuals or narrative elements that are so unique and unexpected that people can't help but talk about them. It doesn't have to be a hard playing celebrity, but it does need to be something that resonates with your audience sense of humor or curiosity. In short, Dorito shows us that even a snack commercial can become culturally significant with the right mix of bold ideas, relatable humor, and memorable imagery. As we consider our campaign, let's consider how we can create moments that keep people smiling, sharing, and talking long after the ad. Now that we explored Doritos' spicy strategy, we can focus on another unforgettable aspect of this year's Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar halftime performance. Man, it was big and amazing. Kendrick Lamar halftime performance was one of the most talked about moments of Super Bowl 2025. While past halftime shows often focus on big hits and flashy entertainment, Lamar took a different path, delivering a layer performance that blended artistry with a message. How did Kendrick Lamar transform the Super Bowl stage into a platform for cultural dialogue? Super Bowl halftime show typically emphasize spectacular over substance, which can leave viewers entertained but with little to reflect on afterward. The challenge is creating a performance that engages and sparks thought, conversation, and lasting impression. And Kendrick did every last one of them. For real, he did every last one of them. He sparked thought, conversation, and lasting impression. Lamar approached this challenge by focusing not on his biggest chart topics, but on the themes of his latest album, G and X. He used a massive audience to highlight issues that matter to him and his fans, creating a narrative arc that unfolded throughout his performance, opening with an elaborate dance routine that set the stage for his message. Lamar transitioned into a series of tracks that explore identity, perseverance, and community. Instead of relying on elaborate prompts or overwhelming visual effects, Lamar made the performance the center of the experience. The choreographer was sharp, energetic, and symbolic, conveying emotions and ideas that words alone couldn't capture. While many artists rely heavily on guest stars for their halftime shows, Lamar carefully chose Serena Williams and SZA, figures whose presence amplified his message. Serena's movement symbolized strength and resilience, while SZA's brief vocal contribution provided a soulful complement to Lamar's intense verses. These intentional choices gave the performance depth and direction, elevating it from a standard musical set to a cultural statement. One particular memorable moment came when Serena Williams broke into a crit wall on stage while singing the famous diss track, Not Like Us, a gesture that simultaneously celebrated a piece of cultural heritage and challenged the mainstream audience to engage with a narrative they might not fully understand. This moment quickly went viral, prompting discussions online about representation, authenticity, and the power of dance as a storytelling tool. What can marketers learn from Kendrick Lamar halftime show? First, substance and story matter. Lamar left lasting impression by focusing on a clear message and delivering it identically. We can take a center approach in marketing, even without a big budget production. Focusing on authentic stories that reflect our audience values can create a powerful connection. Just as Lamar chose dances, artists, and movements that underscore his theme, we can align our campaigns with visuals, voices, and messages that truly resonate. Another lesson, sparking conversation is more valuable than being seen. Lamar's performance was crafted to make people think and talk, leading to ongoing engagement well after the Super Bowl ended, where people are talking more about the halftime show than the actual beatdown Philly put on the Chiefs. We can apply this by crafting campaigns, encouraging dialogue, reflecting our audience concerns, and offering meaningful insights rather than just flashing visuals. As we consider how Kendrick Lamar leveraged the halftime stage to convey a powerful message, let's focus on another key aspect of marketing, the power of narrative control on major platforms. Let's discuss how we can use major platforms to shape our narrative. Without intentional messaging, brands risk having their narrative shaped by external forces. In today's rapidly evolving media environment, a lack of clarity and consistency leaves room for others to define your story, often in ways that don't align with your mission, values, and goals. This can result in missed signals, lost trust, and a weaker connection with your audience. Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime performance show how a significant platform can become a vehicle for carefully crafted narrative. Instead of simply entertaining, he used the stage to deliver a profound message that resonated on multiple levels. Each aspect of his performance was intentional, from the choreographer to the visual metaphors, dances, labels, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto, reflected social stereotypes. At the same time, elements like the prison yard choreographic and the Squid Game style setup underscore themes of systematic oppression and survival under scrutiny. Through the latest Lamar performance wasn't just a set of songs, it was a story he controlled and delivered with precision. Consider the impact of one particular striking moment where Lamar and his dancer nodded in calculated humility as Samuel L. Jackson, Uncle Sam character loomed over them, representing the pressure to perform. The performance visual language through comparison to real world struggles, sparking conversation far beyond the football field. Audience engaged not just with the performance itself, but with its underlying message. This level of narrative control ensure that Lamar's intended themes were the ones people remember, share, and discuss. For our marketing efforts, the lesson is clear. To maintain control of your narrative, you must deliver it. Show how you want to present your brand story. Start by identifying the core message you want to communicate and ensure that every campaign element aligns with that message. This doesn't require a Super Bowl budget. It requires a thoughtful storytelling and consistency. Use visuals and dramatic cues that resonate with your target audience. Tap into cultural references that are meaningful to them. Above all, remain authentic. By delivering a genuine and impactful story, you build a narrative that others will share on your behalf, amplifying your reach and strengthening your brand's identity. Now that we explore how Kendrick Lamar performance demonstrated the power of narrative control, let's examine how we can implement those lessons in our marketing strategies without Super Bowl size budget. For many businesses, the drama of Super Bowl advertising can feel unattainable, with commercial spots costing millions and production budgets soaring. It's easy to dismiss these strategies as something only global brands can afford. However, that mindset leaves small and medium-sized businesses overlooking valuable lessons that don't require a blockbuster budget. Super Bowl ads are renowned for their production value and ability to captivate, resonate, and inspire conversation. The key isn't necessarily the price tag, it's the creative approach. Remember those ads that stuck with you long after the game ended? What made them memorable? Chances are it wasn't the cost of production, but rather the story they told, the humor they employed, or how they tap into cultural moments. Remember Kanye's short commercial in last year's Super Bowl? Play the clip real quick.
So what's up, guys? I spent like all the money for the commercial on these new teeth. So once again, I had to shoot it on the iPhone. Go to easy.com.
Now, after watching the clip, what do you think? Now take the Doritos ad from this year's Super Bowl. It wasn't the most expensive ad, but it stood out because it leaned into humor, vibrant visuals, and a straightforward narrative that resonated with viewers. I think they took the Kanye West playbook from last year's Super Bowl. People connected with the playful storytelling and shared it widely, helping the campaign achieve far greater reach than the initial airtime provided. This approach can be replicated without Super Bowl level resources. A local business, for instance, could create a clever, shareable video for social media. The video could use relatable themes and humorous elements to grab attention and encourage sharing. The key takeaway is to focus on the creative fundamentals rather than the budget. Start by identifying a compelling story that aligns with your brand's core message. From there, consider using humor, emotion, or cultural references to make your message more engaging. For example, you might create a short video series for Instagram or TikTok, or host a small scale local event that incorporates similar storytelling elements. The aim is to capture attention and encourage sharing and build a deeper connection with your audience. By thinking creatively and focusing on storytelling, you can adapt Super Bowl strategies to your marketing efforts regardless of your budget. As we wrap up today's discussion, let's reflect on how these lessons, rooted in narrative control, creativity, and relatability, can help us form stronger connections and achieve our marketing goals. Also, think about how to apply these strategies, starting small, focusing on creativity, and building authentic connections. Remember, you don't have to know how to sell, but you do have to know how to market. If you found value in today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe to the podcast, follow our audio platform, like the podcast, rate, and leave a review or comment. Your support helps others discover this show and join the conversation. Remember to share this podcast with anyone looking to improve their marketing skills. Thanks again for tuning in to the Pulse of Marketing. Until next week on Marketing Mondays, you know what's coming next. Deuces, peace.
How to start a podcast in 2025 that doesn't just fade away, but becomes a sustainable and scalable business. Are you excited about starting a podcast this year, but feel completely overwhelmed by where to begin? Maybe you've asked yourself, what mic do I use? How do I structure my episodes? And how can I turn this into something sustainable that actually generates income? I've been there. The excitement, the passion, but also the frustration of not knowing how to set up the proper foundation. That's precisely why I created the 6-month mentorship boot camp. Turn your idea into a sustainable and scalable business from scratch. This isn't just about starting a podcast, it's about building a business ecosystem around it, where every episode adds value, every strategy serves a purpose, and every step moves you toward long term growth. Before joining this boot camp, you might feel confused and overwhelmed. Afterward, you'll feel confident and equipped. Here's how it works. 1. Join the boot camp. Get step-by-step guidance from idea to execution. Implement proven strategies. Build structure. Monetize smartly and position your podcast for growth. 3. Launch and grow. Watch your podcast transform into a thriving business that serves your audience and generates revenue. So let me ask you, are you ready to stop guessing and start building? Click the link in the description to join the 6-month mentorship bootcamp today. Imagine where your podcast could be a year from now, reaching the right audience, building impact, and growing into a thriving business. But every success story begins with a single step. Take that step today, and let's turn your vision into reality. That's what success looks like. Click the link in the description to join the bootcamp now. Your podcast deserves more than a start. It deserves a foundation for growth. I'll see you inside the boot camp. Peace.